Hi everybody. I don't know if you can see that or not, but what I'm basically going to do is work out a couple of balancing equations problems because we're still struggling with it a little bit. And these are some that are going to be on your Canvas assignment for today. So if you would want to watch this video, pause it whenever you find the question that I'm working on, wait for me to answer it, and then type in the answer. You are more than welcome. Yes, I'm giving you answers, but what are teachers for? You know what I mean? So the first one that I want to do is a simple one. Let me go ahead and get it written down here. ZnCl2. Okay, so this is whenever I would pause the video and go find this question on your Canvas assignment, like right now. Pause it and play it whenever you have found it, okay? This is one that everybody should have on their Canvas assignment today, so follow along with me and then I'll give you the answer at the end. Let me get a different color marker to show the different things. So whenever I go to balance equations, I always go in the same order, same steps, basically. So what I want to do is I'm going to draw a line down the middle, okay? And now I have my reactants and I have my products, okay? So now, let's take inventory is what I call it, okay? So if I'm taking inventory, I have Zn over here, one of those. I have one H and I have one Cl. Does everybody see how I got those? They don't have any subscripts, so there's just one of each. Okay, I'm going to make that same list in the same order on the right side, my products. So Zn, H, and Cl. And now I'm going to count them up over here. Zn doesn't have any subscripts, so there's going to be one of those. Chlorine has a 2 next to it, so there's going to be 2 chlorines. H has a 2 next to it, so there's going to be 2 H's as well. And now I'm going to start balancing. So I've noticed that my zincs are okay. My hydrogens and my chlorines are both off by 1. Okay? So whenever I balance equations, it's not like I can just go and erase these subscripts. In fact, the golden rule tells me that I can't change subscripts at all. The only thing I can change are the coefficients that go in these blanks in front of the compound. So if I want 2 H's and 2 Cl's on my reactant side, what number can I put here to make them both equal 2? I hope that you said 2. So if I put a big 2 here, okay, that's going to give me 2 times 1, 2 times 1. Now I'm all balanced. 1, 2, 2. Okay, so for the sake of the Canvas assignment, you're going to fill in the blanks with 1s. So 1, 2, 1, 1 would be the answer that I put in on Canvas. 1, 2, 1, 1. Okay, so go ahead and put that answer in. I'm going to write down the next problem and let you find it on your Canvas assignment. Let me do a little bit of erasing. Okay, we're going to do kind of a more challenging one, not the hardest, but a little bit more difficult than what we just did. Let's go with this one. So I want you to find the equation that starts off with Cl2 plus Ali3. I'll show you in just 1 second. Let me write the rest of it down. You with me? I hope I didn't stop recording. Plus. So this is the new equation. Pause the video, go find it on Canvas, and play the video when you're ready for me to start working it out. Okay? So, like I said earlier, I'm going to divide my equation down my equal sign and start taking inventory. So down my equal sign, start taking inventory. Over here on my reactant side, I have 2 chlorines. I have 1 Al. And I have 3 iodines. Okay? I'm going to make that same list on my product side, same order. So chlorine, aluminum, iodine. Alright, and let's count them up. I have a little 3 by chlorine, so that gives me 3 of those. 1 Al and 2 I's. Okay, so that's what we got. Now, what I see right off the bat is my chlorine has a 2-3 pattern, and my iodine has a 2-3 pattern. Okay, that's whenever on one side it's 2, on the other side it's 3. So what I want to do there when that happens is bring them up to 6. Okay, because that's the only number that 3 and 2 can multiply into together. So on my reactant side, if I'm trying to bring my chlorine up to 6, I can put a 3 here because it serves as a multiplier. So if I put a 3 in that blank right there, my marker's running out on me. 3 times 2 is going to give me 6 chlorines. Okay, now I want 6 on my right side, my product side. There's 3 of them already. This number is a multiplier. What times 3 gives me 6? A 2. Good job. So 2 times 3, I now have 6 chlorines, but this 2 also changed aluminum. Okay, so now aluminum doesn't have a subscript, so it's like multiplying by 1. So 2 times 1 gives me 2 aluminums. Okay, now my aluminums are off. I have 2 on my product side, 1 on my reactant side. I'm going to put a 2 here to get those even. So 2 here gives me 2 aluminums, but also 6 iodine. Okay, which is good because I wanted to bring my iodine up to 6 anyways because it had a 3-2 pattern. Now on my right side, iodine's over here with a 2 beside it. If I put a 3 there, 3 times 2 gives me 6. I'm all balanced, so my answer for this one is going to be a 3, 2, 2, 3. That would be my answer there. Okay, so go ahead and type that in. I'm going to do one more with you guys. Okay, let me switch markers since that one's dying. Alrighty, so let's do this thing. This one's a little bit more challenging. Not all of you may have this one. I ran out of room. Go figure. I need a bigger whiteboard. Let me see if there's a smaller one. Okay, we'll do this one instead. Okay, here's the new equation. Pause your video, go find it on Canvas, and then press play whenever you're ready to start solving it. Okay, so hopefully you noticed something different about this equation than the past 2 that we've done. Okay, and that difference is that there are parentheses. So now if you've been in class with me, you know that if I see parentheses, I'm going to put a block around it. So I'm going to put a block around everything in parentheses. So it's just that SO4. I'm going to put a block around it. Okay, and what I'm going to do with that block is I'm going to see if there's a twin on this side, my reactant side. Because if I split it down my equal sign, there's my 2 sides. So is there an SO4 twin on this side? It has to be identical. Yes, there's an SO4 right here. So I'm going to put a block around that SO4 as well. Okay, whenever things in parentheses have twins on the other side, we treat them as their own blocks. So on this side, I have 1 block of SO4. On my product side, I have 3 blocks of SO4. Okay, so that's going to help me because I don't have to separate my S and O whenever I take inventory. All I got to do is keep it as a block and count my SO4 blocks. So let me show you how that's going to work. I'm going to go and take inventory. That's the next step in balancing equations. Okay, so I have H over here, which I have 2 of. Okay, I have 1 SO4 block. I have 1 AL, and I have 3 BR. Okay, so that's my list on my reactant side. Now I'm going to make that same list for my products in the same order. So I'm going to go with H, and I notice that there are 1 of those. Now I have an SO4 block. Okay, so I blocked it off, so the number inside of it doesn't go whenever I'm counting it. It's the number outside of it. There's a 3 there, so I have 3 SO4 blocks. I have 2 aluminums, and I have 1 BR. Okay, so there's my tallied up inventory list. So now what I'm going to do is balance, and I like to balance my blocks first because they can get messy. So I have 3 SO4 blocks on the right. How am I going to get 3 SO4 blocks on the left? What number can I put there as a multiplier? A 3, okay? Because remember, the number inside the block doesn't count, so it doesn't have a subscript, actually. It would be like an imaginary 1. So a multiplier right here of 3 would be 3 times 1. I now have 3 SO4 blocks, okay? But I also just changed hydrogen. Hydrogen has a 2 behind it, so 3 times 2 is going to give me 6 hydrogens. Okay, so let's keep rocking and rolling. My SO4 blocks are okay. My hydrogens are way off now. My aluminums are off. Okay, my aluminum on the right has 2. My aluminum on the left has 1. So let's see if I can fix that, okay? My aluminum on the left needs 2, so if I put a multiplier there, 2 times 1 gives me 2 aluminums. It's also going to change my BR to 6. So now the only thing not balanced is my ALs and is my H's and my BRs, which are both 6 over here. How am I going to get 6 on the right-hand side? What can I put here to make these equal 6? They don't have subscripts, so just a 6. I put a 6 there, 6 H's, 6 BRs. My final answer is going to be 3, 2, 6, 1. Okay, that's the more challenging one. Watch out for those parentheses. If they have a twin on the other side, put a block around them and count them as one block. You don't have to separate them. All right, email me if you guys have any more questions. Bye, guys.